Well, good morning and welcome to our Monday morning market update. You'll likely see fresh on a Wednesday. It's been a busy weekend for your real estate agent, Laura Myers here. And so I'm recording this on Tuesday and it should be loaded on Wednesday for you guys to see. We had an opportunity to really focus on our local economist information that has been really concentrating on many different aspects, but I think you'll find a lot of them quite surprising. So from our affordability standpoint, we still are showing that our housing supply is still very affordable based on a comparison to median income and our median pricing. So we're still at 63%. And that number between 65 really generates a very affordable number. So we're still at that number, hovering and watching closely because we know the economy is impacted heavily by furloughs, layoffs, and how this pandemic has impacted many of us. And so interest rates still at a historic low. I've got a lender I've been working with for about 15 years. He's been in the business for a good 25. He said Friday was the lowest interest rate he'd ever seen in his career, which is quite incredible for those that are buying that need a loan. You're going to have that opportunity to borrow at a super cheap rate. So take advantage of that if you're in the market right now. So we also took a look at how if you bought in June 2010 compared to now, you potentially are up by 108% on average, which is incredible. You could nearly be doubling your value, which is meaning that you're in extremely good shape in equity. If you've got an interest rate that is high, maybe over 4%, and right now they're at 3%, and you can afford to refinance, or I should say qualify to refinance, now's the time to call your lender and get that refinance done. You could save hundreds of dollars a month potentially. And if you need a good lender, I've got one, so just let me know and I'll direct you. So index, we've talked a lot from the beginning of this pandemic, the market index. And when we first went into, hey, we're going into quarantine and a shutdown, we were at a market index that was extremely hot to begin with. And we were talking about numbers in the 240, where we know over that 100 mark is the seller's advantage. And we saw it go from like that 240 down to the 150. So that trend kind of just started taking a nosedive. So we watched and we watched. And so now it's shocking, folks. 267 our market index is at. So we have just shot right back up. Arizona is not recession proof, but we've got a lot of employment, a lot of tech that's coming into the valley. There's a lot of demand with those that are in tech industries that are going to remain employed, that are moving in with affordability incomes that are going to be able to afford our homes. And the interesting thing here is that our inventory continues to drop. So I know those of us that are staying in our homes, it's simply just because of your certain circumstances, right? Now, that being said, if you've been wondering what the market's doing and you haven't seen any of our other recordings, now's the time to give us a call because sellers are in heavy demand. Interestingly enough, I put a house on the market yesterday. We've got 42 showings between 4 o'clock last night and right now it's 8:30 in the morning. And so that kind of demand is out there. You as a seller are going to have an opportunity to really strategically have that buyer pool per se. And it does depend on your home specifically, your location, how it's prepared for sale. So certainly give me a call. We can help you through that process. And it's a no obligation conversation I'd be happy to have with you if you're curious. So we've got and let's talk about that supply. It's right now at 40.9%. It continues to decline, but it's strong in the sense that it's moving year over last, pretty standard, pretty regular. So demand is at 109, so that means it's 9% higher than the average. So 59% below normal on supply, and demand is up by 9%. So that's where we can start to see that disparity between what we've got available and what buyers are trying to fight for. And let's take a peek here too. The other indicators is what's coming into the market. We've got Mesa, Queen Creek, Maricopa, Surprise, some of the other cities that are going to be strong for development and growth in multifamily or dense population growth. And our employment rate, we're continuing to watch that. We want to see what is moving as the months continue. We know that we don't know the crystal ball conversation, but it's something that we're still going to be monitoring and we've got a need for that 500 to 1 million mark. It's up by 71%, so we've got sellers that we need there. Our contract activity has shot through the roof, and so that just means more people are writing offers and having acceptance compared to when we were shut down and in quarantine. So activities out there, buyers and sellers, now is your time. If you're ready, give us a call. Let us talk you through the process and enjoy a great day.